So maybe you're getting ready to put in the papers and retire, or maybe you're newly retired. These are some of the greatest years of your life ahead. And I gotta stress as a retirement advisor that we want you in the mindset that you're retiring into something, not from something. So today what I want to talk about is a retirement bucket list idea for everyone out there. Keep it right here today. Good day, everybody. Chris Herline here of Reap Financial, host of Wealth Radio on News Radio KLBJ, host of Retire Ready TV on KXAN every Wednesday. Drop new content there. Be sure and click the subscribe button if you like our channel here and hit the bell for notifications. I drop new content on this channel every Wednesday so you can stay on top of the latest. Today, I want to talk about bucket list ideas for your retirement. It's so healthy for you to have a mindset going into retirement that you're retiring into something and not from something. And that can be easier said than done for a lot of people, particularly those that had maybe a 30 or 40-year career. You've got a lot of camaraderie potentially with your coworkers, people you worked with a long time, and or you've got a strong identity tied to your job, your position. The value you put on yourself in many cases can be tied to that. And so with retirees, we've retired hundreds and hundreds of families over the years at Reap Financial, and we see a very common trend. Either they dive right into retirement and they're saying, I have no idea how I even had time to work, or there's a really hard transition. They're not comfortable not working or having that, 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. They don't really even know what to do with themselves, or maybe they're now home with the spouse, or the spouse is now home with them, and that's a huge dynamic shift as well. So when it comes to retirement, we want our families, we want you to enjoy your wealth. And a great way when it starts coming to these bucket list items to be considering is traveling. So many of our clients, maybe you want to travel. It's time to go. It's time to see the country, maybe even the world. I got to tell you, more and more of our clients here in Central Texas are traveling around the U.S. There are so many great things, so many great sights and wonders here in the U.S. that typically, are overlooked. Maybe you've been to Europe 3 times. You don't need to go back. Maybe you have never been overseas. Just last year, I took my father down to South America. And, he's in his 70s, and we did a lot of hiking down there, beautiful Patagonia area. And on the plane, he goes, I've never actually been out of the country other than going to Mexico one time. I said, you got to be kidding me. You've never gone across the pond? And he said, never have. And so for him, this was an incredibly exciting trip where we made some wonderful memories together. And the point is that travel, for a lot of you, is a bucket list item. Identify how much you want to spend on your travel. Build that into your plan so you spend confidently. And again, traveling today is very expensive. It's not unlikely to spend, $20,000, $30,000 on a nice trip. A lot of our retirees do it. But consider where you want to travel, who you want to travel with, and how you're going to travel, because that'll dictate a lot of those costs. Another bucket list item would be to learn a new skill or a hobby. Staying sharp in retirement, building your skill set, staying busy, going after a hobby maybe you didn't have time to go after when you were working. This is a very healthy approach. It's going to keep you active. It's going to keep you busy. It's going to keep you out of your spouse's hair in many cases, and a lot more. This is also a time where families are looking to maybe get closer to their kids or their grandkids. But I got to tell you right now, it's so important to stay sharp, maintaining a solid community of friends, family. These are the things that the most successful retirees that we serve at Reap Financial, they put their value in. The idea that you may want to start a business. The thing is about businesses is they tend to be a lot of work, particularly in the early years. And we help families get things established, get their businesses set up correctly in retirement. But one of the things I want you to be aware of, if you're going to go after that business, you want to do that entrepreneurial move, is make sure that you don't sink too much of your retirement nest egg in a venture that may or may not make it. You may just want to do it to stay busy. I get it. But the idea that you could grossly overfund a business out of your retirement nest egg, that could really jeopardize things. So again, don't hear me wrong. We love to help families get new businesses off the ground, new business ideas, maybe their kids even. But it all comes with good, proper planning, sensible planning when you're taking into account the entire picture, okay? Now here's the thing. I want you to let us know what some of your bucket list items are in the comments section down below, because I like to see things from the travel to, the spending time with family to the hobbies and beyond, and it'll help us put together our future videos right here on our YouTube channel. Now, here's another idea. Spending time in nature. The idea of getting out. Now, here in Central Texas, during the summer, the only place you can go out is the lake or the pool during these hot summer months. But maybe this is a great time to be traveling. But there's something really important about getting out into nature, getting some natural sun when it comes to that core health. Now, I got to tell you, my father, I've talked about him twice in this video, and I'm not picking on him, but that man, he likes to watch the news. And so there's periods throughout the weeks or months I call him up and I know exactly where he's sitting in the house, and I can hear them quickly trying to turn the news down. And every once in a while, I'll encourage him to get out and walk, just get some light movement into your day, and it can really help improve your longevity and your satisfaction in retirement. Now, one of the greatest bucket list items I can think of is having a stress-free retirement. Not worried about what's happening in the political atmosphere. Not letting things like that dictate your financial decisions. Things will change. Economies will come and go. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you plan properly, you have a living plan, this could be one of the greatest things in providing you a stress-free retirement. And, retirement is about spending your money confidently, cutting that check with confidence, not worried about, how much you spent on this trip, and that means next year we got to go on a smaller one. Again, when I talk about proper planning, I'll give you a great example. A client of ours will come in and say, listen, we're going to go take the kids on a nice Alaskan cruise. We're going to probably spend around $40,000. Okay? Few conversation pieces here. Number one, where's the money coming from? Okay? Let's plan on which account you're going to pull it from, and are there tax implications? Could we pull from multiple accounts maybe that you have and reduce the tax liability? So that's the first point. The second point is putting it in the model and showing that money coming out, and does that jeopardize your future retirement 10, 15, 25 years out? If it does, the best thing we can do is know today and adjust accordingly. What we generally find with our successful families at Reap Financial is that they actually have more headroom than they believe. So, we want you spending confidently, all within reason, but, let's plan accordingly. And maybe it's 2 trips or 3 trips a year. But the question is, do you know? And it's the power of knowing, and that's the power of a stress-free retirement. So in order to do this, I encourage you, work with a fiduciary advisor, somebody that has your best interest, legally has a standard of duty to you to do what's in your best interest. Have a budget in this plan. Nobody lives on a budget when they're working. In retirement, you got to have a budget. You got to stay within some parameters so that you make sure you're not drawing down too quickly in your portfolio. So these are many of the top bucket list items. Okay, in this video, I go over ways to achieve a stress-free retirement. Click here to watch.